What is a succubus demon? A succubus is a mythical creature that appears in various folklore and traditions, often depicted as a female demon or supernatural entity that seduces and engages in sexual activity with humans, typically men, as they sleep. The male counterpart to the succubus is known as an incubus. Key characteristics of a succubus include seduction. Succubi are often described as beautiful, alluring women who use their charm and attractiveness to seduce men. Night visits. Traditionally, succubi are believed to visit men at night, entering their dreams or seducing them in their sleep. Draining life force. In some legends, succubi are said to drain the life force or energy from their victims through sexual activity, potentially leading to physical or mental exhaustion. Shape-shifting. Succubi are sometimes said to have the ability to shapeshift, allowing them to take on various forms to entice their victims. It's important to note that the concept of succubi is primarily rooted in medieval European folklore and later incorporated into Christian demonology. Different cultures have variations of similar entities, but the general theme of a seductive supernatural being preying on individuals during sleep is a common thread. The succubus legend has also found its way into modern popular culture, including literature, art, and various forms of entertainment. Cultural variations. While the succubus is a well-known figure in Western folklore, similar entities can be found in various cultures. In Arabian mythology, for example, there's the Karina, a female jinn believed to seduce men. In Hindu mythology, there are stories of Yakshinis or Mohini, female spirits with enchanting beauty. Historical origins. The concept of succubi has roots in medieval European Christian demonology. During the medieval period, the idea of demons and supernatural entities was prevalent, and these beings were often used to explain various phenomena. Symbolism and fear. The succubus is often seen as a symbol of temptation, lust, and the dangers of succumbing to one's desires. In religious contexts, succubi were sometimes used to explain nocturnal emissions or dreams considered immoral. Literary and artistic influence. Succubi have been featured in various works of literature and art. One famous literary example is the poem Lilith by John Collier. Artists throughout history have depicted succubi as both beautiful and dangerous, capturing the allure and threat associated with these mythical beings. Role in popular culture. Succubi continue to be a popular trope in modern fantasy literature, video games, and other forms of entertainment. They are often portrayed as complex characters, sometimes embodying themes of temptation and desire. Role reversals. In some interpretations, succubi are portrayed more sympathetically or are given the ability to form emotional connections with their human counterparts. This subversion challenges the traditional perception of succubi as purely malevolent entities. It's important to note that beliefs about succubi and similar entities vary, and interpretations can differ across cultures and time periods. The succubus myth remains a fascinating aspect of folklore and continues to influence creative works in various mediums. Folkloric accounts. In medieval European folklore, stories about encounters with succubi often involved a sense of dread or fear associated with the seductive nature of these beings. Accounts would describe the victim feeling physically drained or exhausted after an encounter with a succubus. Protection against succubi. Due to the perceived threat of succubi, various protective measures were suggested in folklore. This could include using charms, amulets, or specific rituals to ward off these entities. In some cases, prayers or invocations were believed to offer protection. Historical writings. The concept of succubi is referenced in various historical texts, including grimoires and demonological treatises. These writings often categorized succubi alongside other demonic entities and provided instructions on how to identify and protect oneself from them. Psychological interpretations. In modern times, some scholars and psychologists have explored the succubus legend from a psychological perspective. They interpret succubi encounters as possibly linked to sleep paralysis, a phenomenon where individuals experience a temporary inability to move or speak while falling asleep or waking up. Role in religious commentary. Some religious commentators historically used the succubus legend as a cautionary tale, warning against the dangers of sexual temptation and moral deviation. The succubus served as a symbolic representation of the lure of sin. Evolution in popular culture. As with many mythical beings, succubi have undergone transformations in popular culture. They are often portrayed in a more nuanced light, with some stories exploring the idea of succubi as complex characters with their own motivations and struggles. Influence on occult practices. Elements of succubi mythology have found their way into various occult practices. Some modern occultists and practitioners of the esoteric arts incorporate symbolic elements associated with succubi in their rituals and ceremonies. Remember, the perception and interpretation of succubi can vary widely, and these details provide a glimpse into the multifaceted nature of the succubus myth across different cultures and time periods. Cultural integration. The succubus legend has influenced various aspects of culture beyond mythology. It has inspired works of art, literature, music, and even contemporary fashion. The allure of the succubus as a mysterious and seductive figure continues to captivate creative minds. Literary representation. Succubi are frequently featured in modern literature, both in fantasy and horror genres. Authors often explore the psychological and emotional aspects of succubus human relationships, delving into themes of desire, morality, and the supernatural. Role in role-playing games. Succubi are common characters in fantasy role-playing games, RPGs. Games like Dungeons & Dragons often include succubi as demons or creatures with seductive abilities, making them formidable foes or complex allies within the game's narrative. Film and television. Succubi have made appearances in various films and TV shows, typically in the horror or fantasy genres. These portrayals may vary, ranging from traditional malevolent entities to more sympathetic or complex characters. Contemporary symbolism. The succubus has become a symbol in contemporary discussions about sexuality, desire, and temptation. Some use the term metaphorically to describe individuals or situations that are seductive or alluring but ultimately harmful. Internet culture. The succubus myth has found its way into internet culture and memes. Online communities may humorously refer to certain personality types or online interactions as succubus-like, emphasizing the seductive or manipulative aspects. Exploration of femininity. Succubi are sometimes explored in the context of feminist discourse, discussing how the succubus myth reflects historical attitudes towards female sexuality and the fear associated with powerful, independent women. Transformation in romance genres. In romance literature, succubi are sometimes portrayed as protagonists, adding an element of the supernatural to romantic narratives. These stories often explore the challenges and complexities of relationships between succubi and humans. The succubus myth continues to evolve, adapt, and inspire creativity in various forms of media and cultural expression. Its enduring presence across different genres and cultural contexts speaks to the timeless fascination with themes of desire, temptation, and the supernatural. Cross-cultural influence. The concept of seductive spirits is not limited to Western cultures. Similar beings with seductive qualities can be found in various mythologies worldwide, illustrating the universality of themes related to desire, temptation, and the supernatural. Psychological and symbolic analysis. Some psychoanalysts and scholars have explored the succubus legend from a symbolic perspective. They may interpret succubi encounters as manifestations of repressed desires or fears related to sexuality, providing a psychological lens to the myth. Role in Gothic literature. Succubi have been a recurring theme in Gothic literature, contributing to the genre's exploration of the mysterious, supernatural, and often taboo aspects of human experience. Authors use succubi to delve into the darker corners of desire and the unknown. Artistic representations. Succubi have been depicted in various art forms throughout history. From classical paintings to modern digital art, artists often explore the contrast between the alluring beauty of succubi and the underlying danger associated with them. Music and lyrics. Succubi and similar supernatural themes appear in the lyrics and imagery of various music genres, including metal, rock, and Gothic music. Musicians often draw inspiration from folklore and mythology to create atmospheres of mystery and allure. Modern interpretations in comics and graphic novels. The succubus motif is prevalent in comics and graphic novels, where authors and artists use the visual medium to explore the complex relationships between succubi and humans. This allows for a dynamic presentation of the mythical elements. Online subcultures. The concept of succubi has gained traction in online subcultures, where individuals playfully or ironically refer to themselves or others as succubi. This usage is often divorced from the original folklore, taking on a more metaphorical or humorous meaning. Philosophical considerations. Some philosophers and cultural critics use succubi as a point of reference in discussions about the nature of desire, morality, and the human psyche. The succubus myth can be analyzed through different philosophical lenses, exploring themes of ethics and existentialism. These various perspectives showcase the rich and multifaceted nature of the succubus legend, demonstrating its ability to adapt and resonate across different cultural, artistic, and intellectual contexts. Symbolism in gender studies. Succubi have been examined in the context of gender studies, with scholars exploring how the myth reflects historical attitudes towards female sexuality. Discussions may touch on themes of control, agency, and societal expectations. Role in supernatural fiction. The succubus motif is prevalent in supernatural fiction, including paranormal romance and urban fantasy genres. Authors often use succubi as protagonists, crafting narratives that explore the challenges and complexities of their existence. Modern interpretations in video games. Succubi frequently appear in video games, where they are often portrayed as alluring and dangerous foes or allies. Games explore various aspects of succubi mythology, blending traditional folklore with creative storytelling. Erotic literature. Succubi are a common theme in erotic literature, where authors may delve into the sensual and taboo aspects associated with these mythical beings. This genre often explores the intersection of desire, fantasy, and the supernatural. Occult and magical practices. In some occult traditions, succubi are invoked or incorporated into rituals, symbolizing the exploration of desire, the shadow self, or the transformative aspects of the psyche. These practices often draw inspiration from historical grimoires and demonological texts. Cinematic representations. Succubi make appearances in various films, ranging from horror to fantasy genres. Cinematic portrayals may emphasize the horror elements, exploring the consequences of succubus encounters or taking a more fantastical approach to the mythology. Role in mythological studies. Mythologists and folklorists study succubi as part of a broader examination of supernatural entities in cultural narratives. This involves tracing the historical evolution of succubi legends and their significance in different societies. Online role-playing communities. Succubi and similar supernatural themes are popular in online role-playing communities. Participants create characters inspired by succubi mythology, engaging in collaborative storytelling and world-building within digital spaces. These diverse contexts highlight the adaptability of the succubus myth, showcasing its enduring presence in various forms of artistic expression, entertainment, and intellectual discourse. The evolution of succubi in different mediums speaks to their ongoing fascination and relevance in contemporary culture. Philosophical explorations. Philosophers may use the succubus myth as a metaphorical framework to explore concepts related to desire, temptation, and the moral implications of human actions. These discussions can delve into ethics, existentialism, and the nature of consciousness. Integration in fantasy role-playing games. Succubi are often featured in fantasy role-playing games, RPGs, where players encounter them as adversaries or allies. Game designers may incorporate elements of succubi mythology, providing players with opportunities to interact with these mythical beings within the game's narrative. Internet memes and subcultures. Succubi and similar supernatural themes have become subjects of internet memes and online subcultures. Online communities may playfully reference succubi, creating humorous or satirical content that draws on the allure and danger associated with these mythical entities. Exploration in poetry. Some poets use the succubus myth as a source of inspiration to explore themes of desire, love, and the darker aspects of human nature. Poetic expressions may range from evocative and romantic to contemplative and introspective. Integration in contemporary music. Succubi and related themes find a place in contemporary music, especially within genres like gothic rock and metal. Lyrics and musical compositions may draw on the mythical qualities of succubi to create atmospheric and emotionally charged pieces. Influence on Gothic subculture. The succubus myth has left its mark on the Gothic subculture, influencing fashion, art, and literature within this community. Elements of succubi symbolism, such as dark allure and mystery, align with the aesthetics often embraced by those within the Gothic subculture. Digital art and illustration. Succubi continue to be popular subjects in digital art and illustration. Artists on various online platforms create visually striking representations of succubi, exploring the interplay between beauty, danger, and the supernatural. Representation in comics and graphic novels. Succubi are recurring characters in comics and graphic novels, appearing in both mainstream and independent publications. These narratives often provide a visually engaging platform to explore the complexities of succubi human relationships. These additional perspectives further demonstrate the widespread and enduring influence of the succubus myth across diverse cultural, artistic, and intellectual domains. The myth's adaptability continues to inspire creative expression and exploration in various forms of media and discourse.